Guys, this is video 1 saying stats and vigorous image. It's your boy Matthew, and I'm here going to tell you about the vehicle at hand, racing the vehicle and showing what much can be done on the car and creating a better faculty of a car. The engine. It's going to be on a race standard. We're going to be doing the tier 2 races, as per se, because I'm starting off and doing the tier 2s. And so let's get to it. As you see, it's very, very quick. No, I don't know what to say. Using the transmission upgrades to my full ability is gonna make my car super heavy. These diagnostics are running quick with my upgrades. And when I apply certain amount, so like I'm showing you, not all cars need full upgrade. Like the air intake, that's a good car to be using out on the street daily, but the car is more for using highly and speedy Gonzalez racing. And my dudes, as to show you, this car is just made as speed built as it is fashion showy. It's a short axle, it's low to the ground, it has aerodynamics, and I just topped out the air intake on a low provided horsepower engine with a 4-rotor or 6-rotor, I believe. And it's not that bad of a buyout, it's just that the brand of Audi is a costly vehicle. Now, as for say, the vehicle using to a point a race, I'm using strategically more on combustion usage and distributed through instead of enhancing a one part subject. So when I'm using is tires as for grip, and then I have the NOS for extra power. I do use the engine and want to use always the cleaning drip pan with oil in most cars, obviously, due to the effect of burnt oil and how it rusts the engine over time, and how much power you put to the car can expand some holes. As same for pipes. I have a winning car, a prize car. It says the Rocket Bunny FRS won from First League, and it is maxed out on red red highlighted parts. I'm not as for sure, but we're going to try and race this car. Now, as for racing a vehicle, you can race. You can race as quick as you can, but there's a ratio on power duration that I like to stick on, because sometimes some of the installments can be overpowering, or it'll be undertaken on a long axle vehicle, overheating vehicles. To differentials is it would be uneven, losing traction, or if you car enthusiasts think more of a nice low car, you might think second-handed of how fast your car really is going, and it's pretty to say that you want the car quick. You don't want it to be kind of air distorted. Some cars are handled and audible. People make their car loud. I'm not controlling on that. I'm just saying some car people really show off their car, and it's just more easy to say that you don't want to ruin it. So always clean your oil, check oil, engine check lights. Alright, it's alright. It's more to say that your engine belt is loose and popping out, even in a normal use. Yes, hi guys, and right now I switched into the second garage. I have a Viper. Now, as for tunage, my next videos I will be showing most of my car upgrades as for how most of my engines are built, because people think I have a cheated use, but it's all into use of transmission to length of vehicle to say how much horsepower is making rev. As for say a Dodge Viper is a good vehicle that says its power is made on stance, and it is applied in a vehicle's state, that it's a car well known with speed. Now, when you drive, you have the vehicle making created horsepower, and its shifting time can be adjusted, basing yourself off how much you really apply the car's importance, or engine power could be different to another time of use, depending on using your vehicle and how worn down you make it. In this instance, the Miata makes a more jurisdiction on the road as to most vehicles, because of its stance, its shape. It's a low vehicle, so it cuts through wind easier than most vehicles. But as I was using it in this round, it sticks to the ground and it's applied to force itself cutting through wind, instead of using wind and trying to push through it faster than normal. On gear timing, it wouldn't be easy if you had a car making low rev mount. When you show an amount strategically, you want to show your car making horsepower and not jumping the gun as like losing traction. I want to say that when you're driving, your vehicle may have traction or it'll jump off the bar. It's going to uh, take notice on power, and making a full rotation with one onto a gear is like going to show that your car is going to have burnout. Or when you're accelerating, you're going to be over throttled and pushing the car, cutting through wind or shaped around wind. Now, racing. In racing vehicles, the online mode is fun. It's great talking about a car and making it your best agile talk. As for say, there's cars, many of them, shapes, builds. The V6, the pistons do create an amount of horsepower to make. The V8s are different placement displayed, so not every car is the same, but is making a choreographed image of itself, and in relatives it's different, but in many to contradict, it's applied all of a vehicle. Most to state is the length of the vehicle, and horsepower to the transmission or tires. When you have shape of a vehicle, its difference is saying that one person or one car factory management is making a vehicle to certain standard and dimensions, so not everything will be in criteria, but will make a difference when racing or even as a vehicle on the freeway normally. Personal bests for a timed lap car. I would give my own opinion on the vehicles, state for how much a car can put on racing. It's all in horsepower and concoction to air, and turbo is an add-on. It's a push power, so you don't necessarily get a full power unless motivated. When racing, most cars are just going to leave in the dust because of someone's intelligence or facts on their car and how they use it. Mostly to say, when a car is racing, it's all due to your ratio and dependence on when you shift a vehicle. And here, I believe the most intended is when someone's racing, you're having fun, and really reality hits, and speaking about it, you're racing, you're wanting to drive about a car, more or less of when you drive, and you feel the more importance of your car going to speed. On gas mileage, a car can really do its deduction and spending based on the length of a vehicle because of its latency timing with shifting and parts connection. I don't want to go too much of a fact saying that you're buying the wrong car. Yes. Alright, just making sure I have your guys' attention. I want to add in of how much a car can really make in horsepower. Looking at your friend's car, most cars have air intake that add air, and it keeps coolant clear and everything in shift and power. When a car is racing, you do initiate how much power is taken into the engine power block, and looking for space with a vehicle. Not that a compact vehicle will make more suited for racing. It's all to say that your car is lower and has traction. Most cars will have more air intake at the front, and some cars will bring up air distortion with inlets or spoilers. Diffusers make for sense as more than just look. as I say that the Dodge Viper is a wondrous speed demon, but I never really like to say that this vehicle makes as much power more than any other uh, contradicting image of a vehicle, just because it is a winner's vehicle, a winner's circle for low incompetence on air residuals and spinning for rotations. Is consuming more power than it would be. That's only add-on I would say about the vehicle that I did not like. I would only say that a vehicle's better province is the applied factor of horsepower. More to say that it's going to, in the long run, stabilize itself, even sane, for day-to-day advisory. Yes, the fashion trend vehicle, a Ferrari. I have a Pista Spider. It's stocked, and to add on equity of a vehicle, I'm here to show you sharing for the car enthusiasts that make a plan to make power for a car. Is like saying, like, in the long run you won't have enableability to have your stated thought on your vehicle, like selling a vehicle later. An exotic vehicle, it's there for the looks, it's having its power. The most to say is that a proper buyout of a vehicle is horsepower to rotation. I'm not saying high horsepower, I'm saying the vehicle was stunted, and as keeping a vehicle or to selling, the most equity option. Oops. It is really how your car takes the drive on mileage. In the Ferrari, it is a buyout vehicle, almost selling all your cash and fund. Its number one priority was racing, handling. Its best look, its greatest, and applied factor was that you would add on to it. As to talk about it, a car you add on to can keep its look, but it won't save you in the long run. Making a vehicle will state that it's it's making it over amount, and it's showing that the car is going to be under met. Here in the car shop, you will see lightweight reduction. You're going to see the transmission. You will see nitrous. In a Ferrari, as for one, I do like to add my nitrous. I do love the nitrous. I see the horsepower. In a Ferrari, reselling is probably the hardest thing because no one's gonna want a Ferrari. When you have Ferrari, I'm not sure if this changes it, but selling the vehicles, you sell vehicles and they'll sell for a minimal price. Here's a 12,100. You can keep and sell different cars before and later, and it'll raise a fund depending on your inventory of vehicles to state your ranking. Yes, in the car, my Ferrari shows more of the endurance and traction and then it's made in long expectation for driving. So it's good, and for say it's good, well standard met for a resale vehicle retail. But as for my acquaintance, I do like adding customizations. That would be the most of a Ferrari built top, for especially the 488. It is convertible, that is sold out more, but you're losing cash even to say. As for that, my horsepower is done making a high resonation, but it's only because of its track build that it has worth. What I tell you is, when I'm going to upgrade, this would not go for any other vehicle, but as most other vehicles will, you do need tire traction. Tire traction is an upgrade that you can buy out, but me saying that you can resell a vehicle, you would need to have audible mention. As a turbo, you would need more of power because of a vehicle's held implement. There is a lightweight that I would add for this vehicle to hold its standard. Is like, you wanted the car's price, but then there's the mark of making is exempt. So even though I had tires, I might not have the tires later, but when I resell, I'm obviously having to trade out and change out. In this game, just because you have the tires is not going to make any difference. Like the Ferrari, you do not need new tires. You would just have the car, and as my option, I don't think of planning. No, I don't think of selling my vehicle um, to almost someone. I would sell my vehicle back to a dealership. Even that, I wouldn't add in turbo. I would add in a clean cooling system for the drip pan, oil drip, and then I would have weight reduction, better looking of seats, just because I would have a custom design. I wouldn't just have the seats set for myself. I would just have it standard as for what's really great. There's no telling what a car maker would say about the car. The only thing I would say is adding a car's image wasn't just going to be as good as what it has. So it's not good to say that a car is going to need at most all things, because it can ruin your car or over push a car. Just like turbo, it overdoes a car. Its power is suction. Its rev will be a full mount, and it's adding horsepower to rotation to ease. To state, I think most of it is for a vehicle's agility. So to keep a car as well put, you would need a good steering system. But I'm not saying changing a steering system. As a manageable car, you will have to say that your car is in a working order. And that's the most I can concur about a vehicles, to say that you want to resell it and say it's good to drive and it has steering. As for that, that's where I will conclude this video. I am your boy Matt, Matt's Gaming 420, and like and subscribe for my latest videos. I post regularly, and thanks for watching.